yeah, just invest again. Neon having some fun in the farming department a while ago in game 1, and we'll be trying it once more in game 2.
Yeah, going in for the Kassadin gives you a lot more sustainability when it comes to the mid lane. It gives you a lot more opportunities to deny that AP picks by WBG for Faye. So that's not something that Nova Esports has to be worried about. They now need to focus on those AD champions coming into the bottom lane, especially considering if Severe is left open, Weibo Gaming could once again pick it up.
What is going to be the adjustment here for Weibo Gaming is the great question. Are they willing to pick up the Yone once again here for Faye? It didn't work out earlier. They will ban out the Severe first.
Yeah, ban it away. It's something that you don't want to give to Nova Esports, and then Nova could ban away. They could ban away either well, they don't have to. They could just ban away Zeri, Zoe, or something of the similar nature. They don't have to prioritize the Zoe. Now thinking about it, because Kassadin is already to their side, so Gragas is a better option for them. They could now prioritize the support role instead, coming in for the first pick after the second phase ban for the side of Nova Esports, and have that hidden mystery card for the final pick for their ADC.
I mean, the Ezreal being banned or the Severe being banned isn't really a problem here for Nova Esports because they can just pick this! Zaya! Yeah, and it's again team fighting prowess for Nova Esports later on. Finally, Galio is gonna be picked up, but the Ornn being available for Nova Esports can be quite scary.
Well, this also kind of makes sense, right? Weibo Gaming doesn't want to give the Galio towards the side of Nova Esports, considering you still have that possibility for the Camille Galio setup with the Hexic Ultimatum followed up by Hero's Entrance spontaneously. So that is still a deny coming from WBG. I think that is what their perspective is at. And this is what we mentioned a while ago, right? Zeri is still open for WBG to pick up. What they wanted is to heavily rely onto the AD because Kassadin is to the side of Nova Esports already. And another reason behind Nova Esports' way of thinking is Kassadin is a very tanky champion up against AP champion. So Evelyn will pretty much only have the target onto Remake.
Even so, right? It's so difficult to take him down later on. But let's see. I mean, we do see the intention here of Weibo Gaming. We see the potential of this composition. It can work. The only question is if they would be able to do this in actuality and not just rely on basing on paper. Because again, they're battling against one of the strongest teams right now in this tournament. Nova Esports, especially with the influence of Long, now on the carry champion as well. This is the champion that allowed them to win and come back twice against J-Team. Even if they were down 11,000 gold, Long paved a way for Nova Esports to win during that game, and it will have the capability still here against Weibo.
Yeah, and now Nova going in for the Aatrox pick here for their side, and also the way their composition is made out, I feel like they're not gonna wait for level 50. They will change up the pace here coming into game number 2. They will look into those early game visits coming in from Long at possible level 3 or even level 5 as well for the opener of that ultimate already for the side of Nova Esports. So those are some of the expectations, right? Because Evelyn is not a champion that will only be left unattended all throughout that game. Expectedly at level 5, that champion, that player, the jungler for WBG will already come to a visit. So it is Nova Esports who is now pressured to do the same thing.
And most probably the best lane to gank can be top lane, because the one you can go, and then if it hits Yitze, theoretically they can burst him out. Remake though is taking too much damage from the one you, and it's a great start for Weibo Gaming.
It definitely is a great start, right? Because the thing about the Zaya is you don't want that early game damage, because at level 1 Zaya is pretty much useless. He only has that feathers that just goes in for the pokes. No feather recalls as of yet, so that's really unfortunate. She has to wait for level 3 to be able to have such a great time. So thus far it is just Nova who has played a little bit safe coming into their early game, still having that huge respect, because the thing is Neon still needs to wait for level 15. Zion needs that 3 item power spike. The top lane is pretty much a top lane. We don't have to look at that. Then the junglers has to visit at level 5.
And Neon not gonna be having a great time with this matchup, at least for in the first few minutes. Range matchup is quite irritating, to be honest. It's as well getting bullied a little bit here with Xian's prowess on the Fiora. It's one of the things we mentioned earlier as well. Before the series even started, Xian on this champion, also great on the Camille. Though last game we did see him on a different champion. He wasn't able to fully iterate the Jax. Maybe this time, as he is pressuring Yitze. Might need to be very careful, of course.
Oh, that flash!
Here, Yitze's gonna be flashing away. Surprisingly so, that's already a win by Zihan.
The thing why Zihan wants this pressure is because the wave is already crashing in, right? So if you have that pressure up against Yitze and Long did not visit, it could be Zihan who could go after reset. It could be Zihan who has the advantage to have a better rotations up against Yitze, and that is exactly why Long has to visit the top side. It was Long who needs to pay a visit.
Yami though gonna be in trouble. Ji-chan is not able to deal the damage. Take him down. Fan is gonna go here, and they don't know.
Yami, I don't like this. Fan is coming in. Last correct comes in. And that is what we're talking about, right? We've mentioned this already. Evelyn level 5 is going to pay a visit. This is already an expectation, and Long has to follow suit. We cannot play what we saw in game number 1, where it's all about that patience game going into 7 minutes before the first blood occurs. Not gonna happen in this game.
Yeah, or else Fan is just gonna keep on applying the pressure just like what he did earlier. As he goes for the second visit, Long unable to get the kill onto Ji-chan. Fan though is taking too much damage. Feather Storm gonna be used. Great.
Oh, one more hit.
That's gonna have... Oh no, he's trapped! Oh, knock up gonna be there. At least the damage by Long. Actually, Remake is the one to pick up the kill. That's better good funneling for Nova Esports.
Yeah, and this is actually quite clever coming in. Oh,
whoa,
that was so close.
So close.
Remake and Yami was in within inches of death there, but it was a good call coming from Long to go and proc the pretty much the ward, the division there, because if Fan was able to get back the passive, go invisible, he could have retreated. So that was really a good call for him. So the only thing that Fan could just wait up is under the turret. So overall, just good micro coming from Long.
Yeah. 2 kills gifted towards Remake as well. That is a massive lead already by this ADC. Fortunately enough though, Weibo Game is still able to get a couple of resources there on their lane. Still able to keep up with the pressure despite, you know, Fan dying after getting a takedown. I think he has to be a lot more active right now in shutting down Remake, or else this Zai is just gonna keep scaling up.
Yeah, and the thing about that is it was only the support, which was the silver lining to what Nova has lost when it comes to the first blood, and they were able to get a good priority as well with those 2 kills in the bot side of the map, considering how Long visited the bottom lane. This was already one of the expectations we had during the draft because of these champions that was already locked in. But coming into this, Nova Esports, with what they have done over the past, could go in for the Rift Herald and pretty much just scale this competition out of control. Because the thing is, when it comes to that late game, you still have the Zeri in mind for the side of WBG. You have that long range engage, so it could be Weibo Gaming who will have the better lead here. But untraditional, you know what? Nova is going in for the Drake as well. And this has been seen. You know what? This has been seen coming to game number 1, so they don't have to worry about the soul as well. And you know what? Let WBG play a little bit more aggressive.
Oh no! Faye at least was able to pick up that kill. A 1-for-1 trade at the very least for Weibo Gaming. They will get the mid lane as well. 2 kills to 1. RH bond up. This is massive gold lead now for Weibo Gaming.
Yeah, massive gold lead for WBG. This was really good. This was already like one of the things that you want when you get the Rift Herald. This is the reason why you pick up the Rift Herald, is because of that huge gold injection. Because the Rift Herald, what, gives you 300 gold? Full turret plates gives you 150 times 5, which is pretty much like 750 gold split across the teams or the players that has a share onto the turret plate. So that is the reason why you pick up this objective.
Great catch coming in from Fan. I mean, Remake was fine, was able to disengage, but not the Ornn. And that started at least that snowballing of Weibo Gaming. Now Nova Esports has to, find ways to slow down the pace here of Weibo Gaming because they have more scaling champions, and so far they're not being able to position quite well during the past few fights. One way to do that is actually overextending a bit. Remake being protected by Yami is a must as well, and Long might need to be in the vicinity, at least being a little close towards Remake as well.
Yeah, and this is really new for what we see for Ash!
Whoa! Okay, great dodge. I think the flash wasn't
though,
needed.
Yeah, the flash coming from Faye was unexpected.
This entrance, Chen just to help out in the top lane so that Nova Esports won't be able to get tower plating here in the top lane, or maybe push this tower as well. This macro so far by Weibo.
Yeah, the thing is, that's over 100 seconds for the ultimate. Long.
Oh no! After the hero's entrance, Duan is alone and Yitza spots him out alongside with Long.
Yeah, and that is how Nova has been playing, right? Very macro-centric, very methodical. It's a step-by-step process. Zihan!
Oh, got too close, and now he's gonna be in trouble. Riposte a little early, still gonna get killed, but at least by the Ornn only. Zichan gonna be next, at least
Fan
he is tanky. The charge gonna be here. The takedown by Fan, and he's gonna be able to exit out as well. He is here, goes in with the ult, and Long is gonna be in a lot of trouble. It's gonna get taken down as well, and Weibo Gaming getting the better, and in that fight, Nova Esports made a crucial mistake.
I don't like that overextension. They were already able to take that kill, right? When we look back at the replay, it was already really good coming from Nova Esports. They were able to CC chain, the Fiora, and the Glacial Augment definitely had helped as well when it comes to the CC, but they overextended. Right, they already understood that this was a lane wherein WBG is looking at because of how Nova Esports overstayed into the top side of the map, considering how they wanted to tier 1 turn. And that just speaks how WBG wanted to respond already. And so overall, a good rotation for the jungler of WBG along with Zeri.
And he will continue that strategy to help Weibo Gaming get the skirmish wins here, and also just translate into more gold towards the carry. Span is actually the top gold earner here so far in this game, alongside with Faye too, which is a great sign for Weibo Gaming in their pursuit to take this to a game number 3. It's still very far from that, but this is the one of the few steps that they can take in order to take control of this game at the least.
Yeah, definitely. But we do have to remember that Nova still has a turn to take down.
Oh man, the timing is perfect as well. And Zihan will be getting this kill, allowing him to have better stability in the lane as he split pushes way. The Call of Forge God gonna be used, closing out with a hookshot as well, and Faye's gonna be in trouble.
Oh,
Charge dodge with the flash, perfect there for the disengage.
Faye, that was just perfect. It was pitch perfect what WBG did there. Zeri, to be more specific, the flash was able to really get a hold of that dodge onto Ornn's knockup. And as you mentioned, these macro plays for WBG, because the big question is, why is Nova overstaying on top side of the map? They don't have to.
Yeah, you can bring a tent there already if you're overstaying there. And Weibo will just get this dragon as well. That's 3 objectives taken in a span of 30 seconds. Oof.
There's just not a reason to overstay on top side of the map. And yes, you want that tier 1 turret because the Baron Nashor is coming up soon, but it's just not right. You still have the Ocean Drake, you still have other lanes to think about, especially considering you have a Fiora on WBG side.
Yeah, it's a crucial mistake by Nova Esports. It's a great pickup there by Weibo Gaming, just punishing textbook macro play by Weibo Gaming. 4,000 gold lead. A while ago it was just 1,500 before that actually happened. And even the soul for Nova Esports is denied. So much cost just for that push in top lane.
But the thing is, Nova Esports doesn't really want that soul, nevertheless, because this is what they've done in game number 1. But you just don't give free objectives like that, man. It's 2 turrets. I get the point, right? Tier 2 turret coming into the mid lane, Tier 2 turret coming into the bottom lane, Ocean Drake denied, no more soul availability for Nova Esports. There's just a lot of losses overstaying on top side of the map.
I mean, we understand that Christmas is coming up, but not like that. Don't give Gifts like that.
We'll see how this will turn out. Nova Esports is playing towards the late game as always, but they have to be really wary of Fan!
Oh no, gets bursted out! Remake! He should have thought about it even more. I mean, there was already a sign with Jikan just going in. Close range. It has a flash as well.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate. I feel like this will be brought down to game number 3. Just because of how Weibo Gaming has been capitalizing onto these opportunities that Nova is bringing to them on a silver platter.
Yeah, it's wrapped around with a gift with a ribbon on it as well. And Weibo Gaming might as well just prepare some thank you notes along the way with this lead that they have secured just because of the mistakes of Nova Esports.
Yeah. Although nevertheless, we're still looking at Nova Esports, who has the possibility of changing the tides of the game, but not like that!
Oh man, Long almost, but at least is still alive. Weibo Gaming taking their chances all the time, and since he has to reset, Weibo Gaming will be coming onto this executing onto Fan, trying to take him down, but still the smite is gonna come through. And Nova Esports teleporting here. He comes Long, trying to deal the damage. Faye flashing away. Neon unable to get the kill. Weibo Gaming 3 member still has the Baron and will be running away. At least Duan is the only one left, able to flash out. Nova Esports again getting punished.
It's just really unfortunate. That arrow connecting onto Long was pretty much how WBG got the Baron buff, right? Brought down the HP bar of Long.
No!
And what just happened?
Okay, surely that was another arrow, and then Jian just... yeah. Sliced him up.
That's just really unfortunate. Actually unfortunate for the side of Nova, because this is what we mentioned, right? During game number 1, Nova had waited up until 18-17 minutes before they engaged the fight, and it was their top laners and it was the support who started that. And that was the thing that WBG has to capitalize on, right? And they capitalized it really well. You called it, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow connected, but this is what Weibo Gaming had to change. They needed that extra pressure coming into the early game, but I did not expect Nova Esports to be on the down end of this game just because of that early game pressure, given the fact that you have the Evelyn over the side of WBG.
Yeah. I mean, we would understand if it's because of a great setup by Weibo Gaming, and we did see that as well on some occasions, actually many occasions, but more so because of the mistakes of Nova Esports, and now they're at the receiving end of a weird one-sided beatdown. 7,000 gold lead. The third dragon is going to be taken for free by Weibo Gaming as well, and all that they can do is just watch as they lose yet another objective here in this game.
Yeah. Nevertheless, thus far, WBG performing out of their minds coming into game number 2 of this series, and Duan Yu's Enchant and Crystal Arrows consistently on point every single time. I believe there was probably no misses as of yet. Every single time it connects. If there is, it's probably like 1 or 2 shots of Enchanted Crystal Arrow that missed. But overall, really good utilization of the ultimate here for Duan Yu. And interesting enough, you also have the Nashor Astute bought out by the ADC of WBG.
I mean, Duan Yu is basically thinking, okay, my arrows keeps on landing. Let's make it hurt a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely is. And now Weibo Gaming just has to capitalize onto their lead. They cannot just overextend this easily, because really have to remember here that Remake coming into that latter part of this game, coming into 17 minutes, when he already has that 3-item power spike, he will just outshine pretty much every single frontliners WBG has, and they still have to respect that. We still also have to remember the possibility of those roots coming in from the feathers coming from Remake, and also that self-peel with a Feather Storm. So that's something that WBG has to have purview on. Aside from that, it's pretty much their game.
Yeah, I mean, 2 things just need to happen here for Nova Esports. 1, withstand the burst here of Weibo Gaming, and 2, not make any more crucial mistakes. That's certainly the only thing. They have the better champion pool in the late game. Arrow will connect, but
doesn't matter.
No follow-up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. At that point in time, it was only WBG. As I said, they're just capitalizing their advantage. They just have to look at the crevices of the positions of Nova Esports and capitalize onto that. Remember, we still have the Galio as well. If Fiora or if any single one, even Fan, gets a good position, one hero's entrance could end the game.
It's one setup. One great. Okay. Not that kind of setup. Yeah, me just pumping the edge of that terrain. Red buff. And able to catch a G-Cam. But still, it's okay.
Okay. At this point in time, the Baron Nashor will be the next target here by Nova. This will be their game changer. Or the thing is, the big problem about this state of the game is that WBG still has massive amount of advantage. And Elder Drake is coming out soon with Baron Nashor already up. Yeah. And if WBG starts the Baron, you still have the Call of the Forge God coming from Yami. You still have Yitza that can access the back lines. You still have Long that could engage, be the frontliners for the team. So WBG still has to remember their state of the game.
They will turn. Yami still is alive. Arrow actually used oddly there, and this is the chance for Nova East to actually Psych Hexacle Limitum here onto Pantheon as well. Is gonna get caught trying to deal damage here with the Grand Challenge. A flash in by the Zeri, almost getting the killer onto Nova Esports. They did killed instead by Neon, and that's big for Nova Esports. But the damage still is massive for Weibo Gaming. That was an almost lost by Nova Esports.
And Nova has to reset. They have to clear down the wave, shove the leaves down, go in for the reset, and go into the Elder Drake. Because Elder Drake is now coming up. And if they let this through, WBG will have a massive advantage. Especially considering they have the Evelyn once again.
I mean, a while ago, right? Even if the arrow did not connect, Long almost got bursted out. 20% HP. Exactly was the one left for Long, despite him trying to sustain himself. He was fortunate enough to survive. Now, he is going to be here alongside with everyone. Zihan.
Yitze now coming in. And Remake will be able to get a turret into the bottom lane. As you have mentioned, Elder Drake now being started. They want to capitalize on their number advantage because Zeri is still not available coming into this fight.
Ashe is here.
TP's now coming in.
He will. Arrow connected. Oh no, it's going to be a burst. The Chameleon's dead. Weibo Gaming having the numbers advantage side around. Nova Esports will still be checking this area. Weibo, they have such great micro and macro decisions here in this game. Choking out Nova Esports at this point, forcing them to be isolated, just like what Yami is right now. And Long has been the hero playmaker here on Nova Esports, but he now has the biggest responsibility to get the steal going. He had history on this before, but this time it's gonna be the hardest one here yet. Call of the Force has been used already. Yam is gonna be in a lot of trouble. Will get taken down. Still able to escape with 1 HP. But Grand Challenge here onto Neon is stopping the pursuit of Nova Esports. The recall coming through. Long almost got bursted out. Nova Esports is still alive. Weibo Gaming is just checking them out, forcing them to disengage. Teleport incoming once again here for Nova Esports. They will try. They will turn onto the Elder Dragon. Long is already so low. They can just turn onto him if they want. Arrow's gonna be available this time around as well.
Yami
just poking out Yami here. They turn. Jikan once more. Instead of the run. Great Hexacle Ultimatum here to deny. No, it's gonna be here. The steal is not gonna come through. And Weibo Gaming is just gonna pursue them. The Dragon's Breath is here. The arrow will connect. And the takedown as well as Yitze will fall down. And Weibo Gaming has done it. They will just push mid. It's only Neon alive.
And there's just no hope for WBG to turn things around. They already have the Elder Drake for the side of WBG. And this time around, it's all about the question on how they want to do it for Game 3.
Nova Esports unable to match the energy of Weibo Gaming. And we're going to a game number 3.
Yeah, it was just wrong decisions over and over again coming from that game.